Hello, Stephen C. Campbell here. You can get me at stephenccampbell.com if you so wish. This is a short video giving a rundown of the 2-day internet channel marketing seminar that I conduct for corporations, individuals, small groups, public seminars, but mainly this is targeted towards corporations on how they can maximize business through effectively using the internet as a marketing channel. This is how I view the internet, as a marketing channel, and we try to help companies to take all the confusion out of all the terms that are being bandied around, all the new tools, and incorporate it into their business strategies. The 2-day seminar, as I said before, we can cut this down as appropriate for different groups, but the 2-day seminar are organized into various sections. We have an introduction and a glossary where we look at specific internet related terms. We'll go into each of these sections later on in this short video. We look at the organization as a whole, some of the necessary changes that are needed to incorporate the internet into the marketing. In line with that, we look at where marketing has been, where it is now, and where it's actually going. We talk about old and new marketing and how companies should be incorporating the two for maximum effect. We go back and look at the definitive marketing mix. Most people have heard of this. Some people say it's dead, but I find this a very convenient cornerstone to go back to. So we look at redefining the marketing mix in terms of using the internet as a key component of the 4 components of the marketing mix. Moving on, we look at the new breed of consumer, their expectations, their mindset, where they're living now, where they'll be living in the future in terms of their mind and their expectations, and how organizations really need to adapt to effectively communicate with them. So that's the foundational part of it. Very, very important to get the foundation laid before we dive into the actual technologies. So we move on next to talk about search engine marketing. We want to give management a good flavor, a feeling of what they need to know, what they need to understand, just to get their mind around the world of the search engines, and just enough information to be able to shape their ongoing business strategies. Moving on from search engine marketing, we talk about good old social media marketing strategies. Of course, there are 2-day seminars just on social media, but we believe that social media marketing is a component of using the internet as a marketing channel. So it's a section within the 2-day seminar, and we look at specific social media marketing strategies. We do give this quite a lot of time. Of course, we will mention in some of the most popular social media properties out there, but more importantly, we're looking at process and strategy. Moving on from social media marketing, we look at mobile marketing strategies. Very interesting to see how things are moving now with the amount of people owning mobile phones, etc. So we want to give corporations an insight, a brief look into what's happening within the mobile marketing world, and some tools and techniques and advice on how to start incorporating these strategies immediately. Multi-channel marketing is like kind of bridging the gap, bringing the old new marketing ways of communicating together with the new technologies and the different ways of engaging with the consumer. So we look at making sure that companies are pulling all these things together into a holistic marketing strategy. And then we talk about customer engagement, online, offline, and making sure that customers are taken into the marketing funnel for lead generation. And finally, we look at some case studies. So let's move on and talk about the introduction. For the introduction, we look at various internet marketing terminologies, such as wikis. We understand and appreciate that lots of terms are bounded around, and often there may be some misunderstanding. So we try to pull all these together. We look at blogs, what a blog is, why it's important for business today, what's happening in the blogosphere. We take a look at social media, defining social media, the implications for business. We look at things like page rank. We also talk about pinging, Alexa ranking, dynamic websites, static websites, all the terminologies that the management need to be aware of to get their brain around understanding and being comfortable with the internet as a part of their business strategy. Moving on from that, we look at the organization. Very, very important to get the foundation laid. And we look at how organizations in the past have been based upon their competitive advantage, that is their technology, their manufacturing excellence, based upon their research and development. They develop the foundation, and of course the sales and marketing teams were there to leverage the foundation of the company. Of course, things have moved on now in terms of, you know, companies with manufacturing plants and taking 10, 15 years to develop some core technologies. So we want to look at the integration of the new technologies into the organization. And with that, we want to look at the mindset shift that's needed. We're not specifically talking about the tools per se. We're talking about what's going to be needed if this is going to work. So we're not talking about bolting on the internet onto the corporate strategies. We're talking about integrating the internet into the strategies. So we want to spend some time to look at the necessary changes for the organization. Then we move on to talk about what we saw old and new marketing. We talk about interruption-based marketing, the old marketing. You're based upon advertising, yellow pages. You're watching the television, you're interrupted. You're reading the newspaper, you're interrupted with an advert. Very much how things have been in the past. We've moved on to now where we're talking about permission-based marketing. And very important for companies to really start to make the shift where clients are giving you permission to engage and to talk to them rather than basing everything on interruption-based marketing. Clients now, of course, are very much focused on and used to being able to consume things which are not mainstream, which are in niches and niches. And this, of course, talk about customers are used to now and have an expectation of getting customized products and services. And this is largely driven by the internet, of course, accessibility. And we'll spend some time looking at what this means going forward for your organization. And again, we've not gone into talking about the specific tools yet, but we spend some time up front to lay the foundation. Moving on from talking about old and new marketing, we come back down to talk about the marketing mix. And of course, as you all know, the marketing mix is based around the 4 P's. And first of all, we talk about the product. And we look at the internet in terms of the implications for using the internet as a part of incorporating the marketing mix. So we talk about redefining the marketing mix in terms of using the internet. So when we talk about product, there are implications here for product research. Many of you may have been involved in focus groups in the past, watching people behind mirrors Now, of course, using the internet, lots of these things have been negated, or the research time has been shortened, or often the information is already out there. All you need to do go and find it, hunt it down. There are implications in terms of pricing, price testing. Maybe you have products which you only offer online, and various products you only offer in the store, or you can test certain products online and incorporate and mix the two. So we look at how to bring this into the organization. Promotion, very important, of course. The internet, or when we talk about channel marketing specifically, channel marketing is used in two formats. You have the marketing as a channel for promotion, and also you can use the channel for consumption. Of course, certain products or services you can't consume via the internet. You can't eat fried chicken through the internet, of course, but you can use the internet very well to promote fried chicken and to engage with the customers and find out their wants and their behaviors and their likes, and then they want to come into your store to eat the fried chicken. So we talk about using the internet as part of the promotion component of the marketing mix. And finally, of course, the place. And we spoke about the channel marketing in terms of delivering products and services via the internet. Of course, some products and services can't be delivered through the internet, but certainly ordering can be done, customization can be done, and of course you can listen to the voice of the customer certainly through the internet. So we spent some time to redefining the marketing mix. And moving on, we go and talk about the new breed of consumer. Where we are now, where consumers have what we say almost limitless choice. There is an expectation of limitless choice, an expectation that things will always be available. So we want to look at this and look at the implication for the organization. There's also communication implications. There's client-to-client communications. You can't hide anything now. If a problem goes wrong with a product or service, clients talk to each other now. There's also direct communication with the organization, and we need to move and put ourselves in a position that we're at the forefront of our market development activities in terms of communicating and using the tools of the internet to complete the circle. Demographics is very important in terms of looking at, when we talk about market segmentation, that the internet can be used to gather various pieces of data. And of course, this ties into social media as well, which we talk about a little bit later on. But the demographic is very important, where we see a shift in various demographic segmentations of people using the internet for various purposes. So we spend some time to look at that. And in terms of power, we talk about the shift of power. The power shifted away from the organization, telling customers what to expect, telling customers what to do, whereas the consumer now, the power shifted to them. And we need to gear up and to accept this and to modify our strategies accordingly. Next, we go on to talk about search engine marketing. And search engine marketing, very, very hot topic. We talk about keywords. And when we spoke about keywords, we want to, as we mentioned before about permission-based marketing versus interruption-based marketing, search engine marketing embodies the permission-based marketing, because keywords are getting us into the mind of the end user client. The intention is based around the keywords that people are typing into the search engine. So we spent some time to talk about keyword research what it means, and how the basic understanding that managers need to bring back into their organization. We talk about the various types of websites that actually exist, and how this actually ties into search engine marketing. You've got dynamic, static websites. Of course, we're in a world of Web 2.0. We've got company websites, brochure type websites. So we want to tie this in so that when the client types in something into the search engine, that we direct them appropriately. Of course, this ties into social media. Companies can have their own wikis as well. Lots of organizations are using blogs to drive customers back to their main website as well. So we bring all that together. And of course, in line with that, we talk about sticky pages, to making sure that when customers come to the website, that they're appropriately engaged, that the website is sticky. And we talk about linking, again, search engine marketing based upon linking strategies, reciprocal linking, one-way linking, and anchor text. So we break it down, give diagrams, so management can understand basics understanding of how to get websites ranked, so they can take this back into the organization and continuing this as an ongoing strategy development. So moving on from search engine marketing, we talk about social media marketing strategies. Of course, we talk about the main social media marketing websites, but more importantly, we're talking about process and strategy, as we mentioned before. We speak about video marketing, how companies should be incorporating video marketing into their tool set. We spend some time looking at podcasting, very, very important to have this as a key component of your marketing strategy. Along with podcasting, we talk about communities, social media. Of course, there are communities based all around the websites. There are lots of social media websites, not just the main 3 or 4 that many people talk about. There are communities of people interested in dogs. There are communities of people interested in travel, communities of people interested in sports cars. And there's all these communities all around the internet, clustered together, socializing. And we want to see how companies can tap into these communities to ultimately drive revenues. And with that, the social media marketing strategies is one of engagement. Some of the micro-blogging platforms, for example, will require that the organization will be engaging with clients on an ongoing basis, constant daily basis. That's why it's important to incorporate this into the organization. And as we mentioned before, various changes will be needed in the organization for this to actually happen and happen on an ongoing basis. Conveniently, we have incorporated mobile marketing strategies into this seminar because of the shift that there is in the marketplace with mobile marketing strategies. And this is all about being able to incorporate this into the dynamics of a corporate marketing strategy. We look at mobile marketing versus email and look at some of the changes that are happening with open rate for emails and the implications for adding mobile marketing into one's strategy. This says websites, but of course, more and more people are accessing the internet through their mobile devices, and this requires companies to have mobile websites to be able to communicate their message. As more and more people use mobile devices, then if your website is not mobile friendly, then maybe they will just click away or swipe or tap away to one that is. We take some time to look at text messaging, but the various types of text messaging, SMS messaging. I mentioned SMTP messaging here, and some of the implications for using that versus SMS messaging. And finally, in terms of mobile marketing strategies, all this is about maximizing website traffic. So that there has to be a strategy with how we're going to drive people back to the main website after we've engaged with them, to be able to somehow lead generate and get them into the marketing funnel. Multi-channel marketing is a section, and we speak about the expectations of clients, expectations that clients expect to be able to engage with an organization in various ways, as many ways as possible. And so we look at multi-channel marketing in terms of offline marketing strategies and online as well, and we bridge this into the interaction you get with Web 2.0. So putting all this together, a company may be using direct mail. The direct mail, we want to be able to integrate offline with the online strategies. So the direct mail campaign could be to direct people directly to an online website to get them into the marketing funnel. We also talk about on the online aspect of things, to be able to make sure that we capture enough information about the client to take them offline as well. And the Web 2.0 is the user generated content aspect of the multi-channel marketing, to making sure that we are getting information from the client back into our organization, so we can effectively go on and shape our marketing strategies. And in line with that, engaging with customers and online lead generations, we mentioned before, we spent some time talking about this concept of free, and we look at some of the drivers behind what's happening in the technology with processing power, the increase in processing power, the more and more transistors that can be packed into a microprocessor, storage capacity as well. So we look at these components, and of course broadband. We look at these three components and look at, for example, accountants are now giving away free services, stockbrokers are giving away free services. And there's an expectation with clients that they can come to your website, come to your company and get things for free and not have to pay. And how we can bridge the gap, and how can we actually compete with free. We talk about autoresponders and newsletters, which is in line with constantly generating evergreen content, relevant content, so that we're engaging with customers. So when they come to our website, that they're effectively engaged and they want to come back to consume our content. Depending on the product life cycle of whatever you're dealing with, they could be consuming your content for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months before they actually buy it. And this ties into some of the case studies that we have, where companies are effectively using blogs and social networks to engage with customers and generate millions of dollars or currencies in revenue through using blogging, social media, and the new technologies when incorporated with their ongoing business strategies. Blogging, very, very strong, very, very important. And as I said, many companies are actually allowing employees to use blogs outside of the domain of the main corporate website, and to use this to drive people back to the main corporate website. Very, very powerful strategy. And we take some time to look at that, look at your business, and to see what you could do with blogging to actually ultimately drive revenue. And finally, we have a few case studies of various corporations, household names, which are using the new technologies as part of their marketing strategies. So we look at the case studies. We mentioned companies like Ford and Virgin and HP, and we look at some of the drivers in terms of technology, where things are going. So we have some case studies of real companies using this, and can learn from some of the mistakes that some companies have made in terms of best practices and learning for incorporating into our marketing strategies. Ooh, okay. So that's it. So again, some of the case studies we talk about giving away things for free. How can we compete with free? Giving away free software, free information. We look at Virgin, we look at Ford, we look at some of the key drivers, and again, we look at blogging, which comes up time and time again because it's so powerful. So, in summary, we have an introduction and a glossary. We look at the organization. We look at old and new permission-based marketing. We look at how you can redefine the marketing mix for your organization. We take some time to look at the new breed of consumer, their expectations. We go into depth about search engine marketing in as much depth as is needed to get a good grasp of search engine marketing. Social media marketing, very, very hot, very, very strong. We spend a good amount of time on social media marketing and look at some specific strategies that you can use to get going with some of the major social media platforms on the internet today. We look at video, podcasting, and using these to interact with the various modalities that we as human beings communicate with on every day. So using the internet, tapping into social media to actually engage with clients. Mobile marketing, we're looking at some figures. You think about the amount of people that have mobile phones, and when you get a text message, normally you look at the text message versus emails going into the spam folder or emails which you forget to look at. Very, very important to see how we can start to incorporate this into our marketing strategies. Multi-channel marketing, engaging with customers on as many different fronts as possible, and engaging with them online, offline, and lead generation. And again, the case studies. So that's the basic format of the 2-day strategy seminar. If you have any more questions on this, I'm Stephen C. Campbell. You can get hold of me at stephenccampbell.com. There's a contact button there. Click it, send an email, and someone will get back to you. Thanks for listening. If you have any comments, want to get engaged in any shape or form, just feel to contact me. I hope you got something from this. If you did, if you want to say hello, again, go to the website and say hello. Be glad to hear from you. I'm Stephen C. Campbell. Thank you for watching and listening.